Greetings and salutations. I'm Zook, your lovable dungeon master, and welcome to Geeks Anonymous. I'm joined here today with Kaz, Dolphy, and Sig, and we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. In this episode, this is the 12th chapter of Oops All Wizards. And before we get into the recap, going over a few announcements first. All of the music you will be hearing tonight is from Kevin McLeod's Incompetech. Go to incompetech.com for his royalty-free music. It's awesome and wonderful, and you'll hear it throughout pretty much all of my freaking streams. A lot of the miniatures you will be seeing tonight are from Hero Forge. Go to the Hero Forge affiliate link in the description below, both in Twitch and in YouTube, and you can make yourself a mini, and we get a little bit of a kickback just for, making your own miniature at no extra cost to you. So, yay, support the channel. And finally, the artwork that you will see on the top right of the screen is from the beautifully talented Sig. So thank you for that, Sig. But without further ado, we'll get into the recap. All right. So last we left off, as Lenny stormed off back to the college, their path was soon interrupted by a magical stage appearing from thin air. Each of the teachers appears nearby in puffs of smoke. The teachers, one by one, introduced themselves and their respective students, with each one of them displaying a spell to show their arcane prowess. After each of the students displayed their respective spells, aside from Lunny, who opted out of the participation, two mysterious strangers emerged from the crowd, impaling Visca upon his rapier. A battle erupted, and the two were swiftly dealt with. Reforming inside of the tomb, with more lucidity than before, Visca hears a faint crying noise down at the end of the corridor. Following the noise, she found herself viewing a ritual involving the sacrificing of a child, which was later revealed to be a birthright ritual. The two strangers once again reappeared from the shadows and revealed the truth of Visca's pasts and the circumstances of what she previously, and might still, view as a curse. Meanwhile, 3 days have passed, and classes are out of session until the end of Discovery, of Discovery Weekend. Zinni was summoned to discuss her apparent divine abilities and the importance of its secrecy. As the robed Visca makes her way back into the college, the loud noises of the dinner bell ring throughout the halls. And that is where we were picking off. So, you all hear the dinner bell. Visca, you hear this as the doors open and close behind you, and you feel the warmness of the the hearth fire as you head into the college.
Well, first, I'm gonna go to my room and probably grab my clothes.
Okay. So you head upstairs. Stairs. I guess there are no stairs, but you float up to yeah. You float up to the 5th story and land down. Land down on the floor, and you can actually see Lunny in their corner. Looks like they're in their stasis mode or whatever, and then you can kind of turn and go to your room. Lunny, with your passive perception, you will see Visca heading into her room.
Internal sigh of relief.
All right. So you head back into your room, and it looks like they anticipated you coming back, because all of your belongings are neatly folded and arranged on your bed.
Nice.
So
sorry, I was like drinking mashed potatoes.
That's fine. Drinking mashed potatoes. I love it.
You've never just like slurped mashed potatoes, dude?
Yes, I have.
There you go. Just drinking mashed potatoes.
Okay, so you get re-equipped, get all of your items back to back attuned and whatnot, and the other students begin heading downstairs. Zinni, Luddy, what are you guys doing?
It's dinner time. Gonna go get dinner.
It's dinner time. It's dinner time. Okay. So the 8 students all coalesce in the dining hall, and you're each brought a meal, the same rinse and repeat, same verses before. Whatever your heart is truly desiring is what is brought out and placed in front of you. But then you hear a kind of a clanking noise coming from the kitchen. And then there's a clank, 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 clank. And then as the plates in front of you are revealed, there's no meals for any of you. Like, Lunny is the first one to reveal that they have no meal. That's not unusual, but there's no meals in front of any of you. However, you do smell food. The other students are kind of the other students are kind of looking around, looking at the empty plates, kind of wondering what's going on. You said you wanted to investigate?
Yes, I want to know what the clanking is for.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Visca's back. Gonna go play with Visca.
Ooh, I have a really good investigation. Well, that's a whole 9.
Okay, so your what is your? You said it was a 9. Okay, so
Although my passive investigation is 17.
yeah, passive. I don't think there is a passive investigation. Is there? Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I have a passive wisdom or insight, passive investigation, and passive perception.
Oh yeah. Additional sense types.
okay, so as you're kind of snooping around the college and going off towards the kitchen, you can smell this aroma in the air, and it doesn't smell like what you're used to, kind of like when you can smell the food being prepared, it always smells like exquisite. It smells like you're walking into a 5-star restaurant, and that's the meals that you've been being prepared. You and Zinni are kind of snooping around trying to see what's going on where your food is, and you make your way into the kitchen, where you see a very large tattooed ogre with he's got his loincloth on like he did, but over it he's got a very undersized apron on and a chef hat, and he's got a bowl. He's covered in flour and he is stirring. Oh, sorry, Brig is weight with food.
Did they put Brig in the kitchen?
Visca's
Is
just
that-
standing there blinking.
Is that where they put that
Yep.
our new friend in the kitchen?
It would seem that either he has been assigned or he is taking it upon himself to cook. Yes. You're not sure which, but yes.
Oh no.
Visca is literally just standing there staring and blinking because she doesn't know what to say.
Okay. So, it's not ready yet. Not ready yet. He puts the bowl down, and you see him kind of walk over, and he just pushes both of you out of the kitchen and slams the door shut.
What the fuck just happened? And she says that in character.
Well, I think we got pushed out of the kitchen.
I guess we just got kicked out. Alright.
You hear Thalgren from the dining room. So what the blazes is going on?
We have a new cook, I guess?
What do you mean we have a new cook? We do not need a new cook. It is magically prepared. You hear from a bear.
If you want to walk in on the giant man ogre dude who's wearing too small of an apron, that it might as well just be a enough to hide his junk. You can walk in there if you like.
As soon as you finish speaking, you hear a very quick, high-pitched squeak from Maudie.
Oh, no.
Not it. And she
I didn't even
covers.
catch-
She says nose goes, covers her nose with her finger, and says not it.
Then he
Viscous
covers
slaps
her-
her face.
Then he pokes her own nose.
You slapped Maudie? What?
No, Viscous slaps her face.
Oh,
Her-
okay, facepalm. I was like, you just backhand Maudie? Like, what?
Vinny and Visca are both playing nose goes.
Yep. It's just like, Visca is just like, I'm not going back in there, and I'm just going to go with your game. Nose goes rules apply everywhere.
Falgren will quickly do it too, and so does Zagok. Abir's like, oh shit, and does it. Everyone stops and looks at Luddy.
Lenny has no nose.
What about Eliusia?
Eliusia, you doesn't look like they moved, but then you can kind of see the trunk come up, and their finger is like on the trunk.
Oh, nice.
And they're all looking at Lenny. You hear Eliusia speak up. I suppose that means that you're the one who should tell him.
Tell him what?
That he doesn't need to cook?
If Lenny could sigh.
You can try.
Okay, Lenny will get up and make their way to the kitchen door.
Okay, you make your way to the door, and do you knock or do you just open it? What do you do?
I'm just gonna open it.
Okay, you open it up. It's one of the doors that flaps both ways so they can easily bring in food and whatnot. And right as you're about to reach for the door, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, because I'm good at those.
Was that sarcasm, or are you actually good at those?
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Oh,
So
no.
with my modifier, that's a 0.
No!
I love this game. I love Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as the door smacks into your face and you're slammed up against the wall behind. It hurt. It's not enough to do actual, a whole lot of damage because obviously you guys have had your
we've turned
full.
into a Looney Tunes.
It's just wham into your face as you see the brig is like balancing plates and plates of food. He's like, "Ooh," and he is going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
Ooh, okay, good. He's like, there's this point where he's like wobbling over and he's almost gonna fall, and he there's this point where he's like towering over, and there's just this lurking shadow looming over both of the short ones. So both Maudie and Zinni just have this. It looks like the brig is about to fall on you, but then he catches himself. Oh, and he goes, oh. Oh, that was close. And he puts down a big ol' roasted ham, and he's got like mashed potatoes, homemade gravy. He's got corn on the cob that has been grilled and seasoned with melted butter on top. He's got a homemade 3-layered cake with like a swirled chocolate vanilla frosting and just different like desserts and whatnot, and just a banquet that he lays in front of all of you. He goes, bon appetite. And he smiles and he just sits in the corner looking and waiting for you guys to try the food.
I mean, it looks good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try it.
Okay, so
Same.
Zinni begins digging in. So does Visca, and the other students kind of. A couple of them kind of wait, like a beer is waiting to see how you guys handle it.
I mean, that's fair.
But then
Yeah.
see that you actually enjoy it, and then they all begin eating, and the brig is just like watching, and he's like smiling, and as you're eating it, it's really good. It's really good. I rolled an 18 plus his modifier of 2, so it's a modified 20. Like
Oh man.
it's not magical food, but there's something about the imperfection that adds to it. And it's a very good meal.
That's
It's a
called
nice
home cooking, man.
it's a nice change of pace too, because sometimes you don't realize that you don't want what you want, because minds are weird. But yeah, you finish eating, and I'm gonna have you guys make an insight check.
Okay. That one's not great for me, but we'll see how it goes.
Insight. Where is insight on my? Oh, there it is. That's just a 4, dude.
13.
13, okay.
Am I the only one who's like lagging horribly?
No, we all are.
Okay.
It's the table.
That's
I
an
don't
8.
think I don't think I am for once.
I
Okay,
think it's because
so
I'm zoomed out. Maybe I should zoom in more.
Dolphy, Zinni, you're the only one who kind of perceives it as you're kind of like looking and you're finishing the plate, and you were one of the first persons to dig in, and one of the last people to finish eating, because you're a halfling, and halflings are used to this kind of stuff. And you're leaning back and you're holding your stomach because it was really good, and you look over, and you can't help but notice there's a little bit of a frown on Brick's face.
Greg, what's wrong?
Lottie doesn't like it.
Oh, Lunny doesn't eat.
What?
He's kind of a machine.
What?
They're not made of skin stuff. They don't need food.
Make a persuasion check. That's
That's a 17.
17. All right, so he actually gets an intelligence check to see if he can comprehend this.
Sweet baby.
So what does Lonnie eat then?
I do not require food.
But food is how you become big and strong like Brick. How you become big and strong?
I love Brig so much.
Lenny has to process this for a second. I do not grow in the same way.
Oh. Well, Brig wants to do something nice for friends, so Brig will have to find something to do special for Wani. And he smiles, and you see him kind of slink off.
No. This is going to end so poorly.
Hey, well,
Oh, yeah.
dinner ended up turning out pretty nicely.
That was dinner.
That was also a fluke with his +2 modifier.
Yep.
So he ends up leaving, and that's when you feel the voice of the headmaster echo through. Will all students please report? Sorry, let me get into his accent. Will all students please report to my office, please? Now I can actually zoom into where I have it saved.
Grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble. All right, let me
Trouble
see.
again, am I?
I don't know. You might be.
I
But
mean,
at least you
fair.
weren't the. You see, when I was a kid, I used to always think that when I was individually called, but whenever it was a group, I was less nervous.
Yeah, because
one-
that means you're not the only one who fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
So either we all fucked up, or
Yeah, either we all fucked up, or we didn't fuck up.
Oh, I am seeing one.
Hell, I'm still like that as an adult. I don't like being called out alone.
I am missing one of the teachers, so let me import this. Show people
well, what
how.
the fuck, Sue?
I know. Well, I can show people a sample of the tutorial you can check out on Geeks Anonymous, because I'm gonna do that and import it right in to Tabletop Simulator.
What are we doing?
I don't like how.
I'm plugging myself. Never mind. That's
fine.
That sounded bad. That is not what I wanted it to sound like.
You're the one who said it.
I am well
Beep,
aware.
Boop, boop.
Figure worked.
Oh, where'd he go?
It's fine. Okay. And before you head into the class, though, well, not in the class, but before you head into the office, you're in the waiting room, and you're seated at the couches and whatnot. I'm gonna have everyone make a perception check real quick. This is hearing based, if it matters for you.
No, I don't think I have anything for like specific on that. Who is gonna roll first?
I will roll first
Okay.
I will roll last.
because I've been rolling great. Oh,
Of course, you get a fucking 20 on this.
There you go.
Okay.
Mechanical
You said-
hearing.
You said perception?
Yep.
That is just an 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, the DC on this was 25 because this room is made to keep out conversations. So what was who rolled the 18? What is your modifier after the 18?
0.
Oh, okay. So you did not hear it. You kind of, you and the other students kind of hear muffled conversations that are coming from within the headmaster's office. However, Luddy and Dolphy, you both rolled the natural 20s, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear a conversation going on, and it's kind of towards the tail end, but you hear, why don't you just let me reprogram it? It would take 2 seconds. Boom, gone. No problem at all. Friends, we have discussed this. You spent 2 years trying to convince me that Lunny were their own person and that they can make their own decisions, which means I am not about to let you just go into their mind and dabble around like it's your plaything. You are making a mistake, but you're the boss. And you hear some hushed voices, but that's the tail end of the conversation that you hear. And then you hear, very well, students, you may enter, as the 8 of you head in. And you see the headmaster, who is flanked by 4 of the teachers and an individual 2 of you don't recognize. You see Professor Kadamir Vivok 6, you see Sensei Otoro Tanaka, you see Sariv, and you see Professor Gideon Jericho, and the headmaster, of course. However, you also see, I described him a little in the last session, a short gnome-looking fellow. Now that you have a better a better sort of look at him, now that there's not so much chaos going on like there was outside, you see he's got darkish skin, and he's there are several parts of him that actually look like they have been replaced with like mechanical parts. Like he has actually taken some of his limbs and replaced them with his kind of technology.
Cyborg.
Yes, he is essentially a cyborg. You see he's got a stogie that is unlit in his mouth, and some blast goggles. If anybody wants to make a history or nature check, they may do so for a little bit of hidden information here.
I am good at history.
So am I, apparently.
You want to roll first?
Go for it, you're over there.
Love the board. What VTT are you using? I am using Tabletop Simulator. Oof. You are not good today.
I went from a natural 20 to a 1.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Oh, I think that... Okay, there we go.
Rude.
That is a modded 22.
Modded 22. Okay.
So rude, because I get a +7.
Bloody. You know what? Actually, you already know this information. You don't need to roll.
I was going to say,
I just realized that. Okay, so, Visca, you're the one who gets it. As you look at, he's not just a darkish skinned, he's not just a darkish skinned gnome. The way that it's pale and the way that it's almost granular in texture suggests that he is a deep gnome, or otherwise known as a Sverfneblin. Basically an underground gnome.
Oh,
He's
Basic
from the Underdark.
gave Dolphy a crit.
Oh, Dolphy, you have a crit in your banks, in your database.
Do you want to use it
So-
on this or something else?
You can
I'm gonna save it.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. Save that beautiful bean
This
footage.
this is going to probably save my ass at some point.
Yes. Yes, so you get the information that it is a deep gnome from the Underdark, basically. And so the headmaster begins to speak. Well, thank you all for meeting, and Visca, I am glad to have you back with us. We were anticipating your return. If you would have taken a few more days, I think we would have started a search party for you, but it's good to have you back nonetheless.
Okay.
Now then, moving on to the business at hand. It has come to our attention that... Okay, it's going to be hard for me to do this without praising some of you and possibly putting some of you down. Some of you are making more progress than others, and I know it's only been a week, but we have already noticed an incline in power. For 3 of you in particular, Visca, Zinni, Mani. The amount of prowess that you have shown has been outstanding. Lunny, for a brief moment, you look over to Dr. Kennestein, and you see a very happy, proud, almost egotistical sort of grin. Like, yeah, you're basically complimenting me, sort of thing.
Yep.
Gross, I hate him.
Yeah, he.
Kill him with fire.
So, we have decided to take an alternative means of learning, as you seemed very adept at practical application of your magic. So, moving forward, you 3 will continue on field missions exclusively, while the others will mostly remain at the college for their classes. Much like the previous assignment, though, you will be taking periodically 1 other student, maybe 2, depending on the mission, on you to accompany you on your journeys. Now, the reason I am bringing this up is we have such a journey lined up for you already. So, your next destination will be in Cerithius. Only the north this time. A place that Zinni in particular is familiar with. Hillcrest.
Oh,
That is where you will be teleported anyways. However, unlike last time, we actually have a summoning circle there, so you won't end up inside of a rock.
appreciated.
So then, to give you a little bit of information and why these 4 teachers are here, is to give you what these credits or what this mission will go towards. So, Lonnie, Zinni, and Visca, you will be choosing one other student to go with you. And in the meantime, everyone else will resume their own classes. The student that you choose with you will be counted as having a credit of one of these each 4 classes. So, with Professor Volvix is Evocation, Tanaka would be Illusion, Sariv, Necromancy. And for going on this assignment, Gideon is here as well. He is your practical application teacher. Then he gives you kind of a small tip of the hat as he kind of, looks at you and how them tattoos healing.
Oh, good.
Visca just smiles.
Good. Love to hear it. And he's like, you hear, indeed. So then, there is a tomb that is located towards the eastern shores of northern Cerithius, and that's why we are leading you to Hillcrest first, and we want you to track down the location of this tomb, and there is a certain artifact, an old sword, rumored to be known as the Retorter. Go ahead and make Arcana checks. See if you have heard of the Retorter.
At least it's not something else.
I'm good at that too.
Have I ever sent the video where the name of a magical sword, the shorter it is, the more danger it is?
I mean, it sounds like a very sassy sword.
Yes. That is a modded 24 for me.
On 24?
I mean, that's still a 15.
15? Okay.
Let me find that video.
I gotta pull up one of my historical articles.
Nope.
Okay, so did anybody roll above a 20?
Me.
Okay, so you get it.
Way.
This is not the right historical figure. This is the grandkid. Hang on, of the historical figure. You're still alive. You are not.
You are not a historical figure.
Oh, you're a historical figure. You're just not alive. Okay. So the retorter. Okay. So with your roll of 22, you said?
24.
24. Okay, you almost got all of the info. But you have heard of the retorter. There are legendary blades on Orth, known as the special blades. Each one of them is actually engraved with a word of power, which is something that kind of catches your interest right away with the relevancy of the words of power and the secundii that you just found out, like maybe a few hours ago to you. And these blades were crafted with the words of power, and the retorter is actually able to intercept attacks. Like if someone is attacking you, you get a counterattack almost immediately. So it's got different abilities and other magical abilities. You don't know all of them, but you know some of the story behind it. And it was it was supposedly it belonged to a dead king, whose name has long since been forsaken. But they were a Talk king. They were a Talkian king, an ancient Talkian king, and they were buried on Hroth, the opposing continent, and the ones that are at war with each other, supposedly for heretical ways. And that's the information you get with the 24. So as he says, there is a blade known as the Retorter, located in a tomb that we believe is located to the east of Hillcrest, and it will be your job to track this tomb down and find it, and retrieve the blade for the client that has hired us for this. Other than that, the library is yours to use to research anything upon this subject or Hillcrest or the surrounding areas, and you leave in 4 days. Any questions?
No.
Looks to the rest of you.
No question.
Very well then, you are dismissed. Lunny, please remain.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure. Who are you making it on?
The one who,
The
just
headmaster?
the one who,
Okay.
yeah. Cause he's the one who asked Lenny to stay, and it's just like, that seemed, what is my insight? Oh, that's just a flat 14.
Lunny might be in trouble.
Lenny might be in trouble. Oh, okay.
Lunny is definitely in trouble.
Lunny might be in trouble.
I'm going
Okay.
to exit the room, but I'm going to stand outside the
So
door.
like everyone's kind of doing the same thing, that like, oh crap, our fellow student is in the principal's office, let's see if we can hear.
Yeah, pretty
sort of
much.
So let's if you guys could help me move these figures out of the room to make this go a little faster, because I'm lagging a little bit.
I'm
We're
also
all
lagging a bit.
dude.
We are all lagging.
Yeah.
As you stand there and Dr. Kennestein nods at you and, Lunny, it's good to see you. He runs
Oh
up
my
and
god.
he just starts looking you over, there was a moment where you almost thought maybe he was gonna give you a hug, but then he kind of just pivots you a little bit, looks you over. You have sustained quite a lot of damage. What is this disgusting? Is this mithril?
It is.
Who did this to you?
A fellow student helped patch up the hole in my chest.
Well, it's rudimentary, but ting ting ting, solid. Mithril. Perhaps I should use mithril in the future. Friends,
like him.
you hear from from the headmaster. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. We are not here to discuss your designs or manufacturing or whatever tinkering that you want to do. Please regard Lunny as a student of this college, not as a piece of your property. And you see there's a moment where he puts his hand on his chest like he's almost offended. How dare you? Lunny is like a child to me. And he
I'm gonna fight him.
gives a little nod to
Yeah, we're gonna fight him.
and like an as matter of fact nod to Lunny.
So
And
how much of this is everyone hearing?
you guys can make perception checks.
Oh no.
As I said before, it is DC 25 to hear inside of this room.
Yeah, no.
Probably gonna be a no, but unless I get another nat 20.
Unless you get another nat 20.
I mean, you do have a crit in your back pocket.
You do have a crit in your back
Yeah,
pocket.
but it's not worth to listen in on here.
That's fair.
Okay. Because part of me like was half like picturing just Zinni just like whispering back everything. Oh, you know what I'll do? Okay. Let's see if one of them is nosy enough. I'm going to roll, let's see, there'd be 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, so there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there is 5 more students. All right, let's see if anybody else gets a nat 20. If one of these is a nat 20, one of them will hear it.
So many.
There's a
There's a nat 20. The last roll was a nat 20.
You
Look
know
at
what?
that.
I feel like, in all honesty and character, it would probably be Thalgren.
Oh my god, the divination? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
That and
Um,
he's also like out in the NPC club. He's like the closest to Luddy, anyways.
so you see Thalgren, as this conversation is going on, you see Thalgren kind of puts his he waits for the teachers to kind of leave the floor and go back about their business, and looks at you guys peeking around, and covers his mouth with his finger, and he makes a couple of gestures. As you see, he makes this incantation as there is a shimmering portal that literally shows inside of the room, because he is a divination expert.
Yeah.
So you guys can see and hear inside now.
Okay.
Oh, Lunny. Explain to me what happened.
You are referencing the incident at the festival?
You see him just kind of... He looks like there's disappointment, anger, sadness in his eyes. He looks at you like a disappointed father. Yes.
We're talking about the gnome because your voice.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he was
The
describing
accent
the
dropped and I
headmaster.
got.
That was the
Okay.
headmaster that was looking like that. The
Oh, okay.
disappointed father is the headmaster right now.
Okay.
Lenny will take a moment to recall back and I am still attempting to understand myself. I saw a light and I do not know if it was a memory, a vision, but I was no longer at the festival and I was in danger. I do not understand what happened to myself.
You hear Kedestine kind of speak up. Interesting. Pray tell, what did you see, Luddy?
Lenny will look between the both of them, and there's a tilt of their head, like they're trying to recall the specifics. I was in a forest. A hunting horn was sounding. There was hounds barking. And a man. I cannot recall much more than that.
And is that when you realized that you were attacking Isaiah?
Yes, Headmaster.
See, I told you, they are malfunctioning and they need to be repaired. There needs to be a diagnosed silence. You hear from the headmaster. There's this, like, a little bit of a jolt. Now, Luddy, are you aware of the consequences of your actions of assaulting someone who, without provocation?
I would assume there are consequences.
There are, especially in this case. But there are many people that are attesting to attempted murder. So it's far more egregious than just an assault case. In any way, Hey Tokyo, welcome. Welcome back. The problem with... You will have to face trial for your actions. A good thing is that bureaucracy takes a while, and it won't be for a few months before you are to stand trial for your actions. However, the consequences are severe. If you are found innocent, there is a chance that it could be ruled as reason of insanity. You'll be able to move on as if it was just a lapse in judgment, which, from what you are attesting to, it sounds like it. However, if you are found guilty, there are 3 different tiers of what could happen next. Number 1 is you pay a restitution fine to the victim. Number 2, you're expelled from the college permanently. Then he looks down at the ground. And he's about to say what number 3 is. But then Kennestine says, and number 3, you come home with me, and we make a 2.0. And you see a kind of like darted glance from the headmaster. Is all this understood, Lunny?
I understand.
Gonna fight him.
Please hand me your pendant of location. Of detect location.
Lenny will hand it over to him.
And you see him, he casts an incantation as a rune appears on it and forms around it. This will allow us to record your actions. Now, like I said, this trial will not be for at least a month. In the meantime, we will be monitoring your actions, and you will still be going on this field mission. And I am afraid, we will be watching you closely, and your actions will make or break your case. Keep that in mind.
Fight him.
We're all gonna fight him.
And you see the headmaster will walk over and put a hand on your shoulder. Good luck, Lunny.
Thank you, Headmaster.
And you're dismissed. Okay. So as you see Lunny begin to get turned around, you see Thalgrim like quickly like waves his hand over the illusionary portal that he made so you guys could basically eavesdrop on the conversation, and like just like washes it away, and then quickly jolts over to one of the couches and sits down like he wasn't doing anything. Lunny, then you you basically come out of the headmaster's office and see everyone's just standing there except for Thalgrim, who's just kind of like not like very inconspicuously trying to not be inconspicuously looking at the wall.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Fight him.
Aside from fighting them.
I'm just imagining everybody trying to jump Dr. Kennestein.
Oh, we are.
100%.
So, Zagok will be the first to say something. So, Lunny, are you okay?
I am not entirely sure.
Well, if anyone can attest to your character, it is us. We will do our best to help you in the trial. He gives you a nod.
You know, we probably shouldn't talk about this right outside the door.
you kind of see a nod from a couple of the other students. Yeah, let's get out of here.
He's gonna take Lunny's hand and just glare at the.
As you see, the door opens up again as the Sverfneblin walks out. He stops. He looks at all of you for a moment. Looks at Lunny. Gets walking. Who's the artificer? Which one of you is the artificer? Who? Which one? And you see, like, Thalgrim is, like, he's got his hand underneath his chin and he's looking off at the wall, and then you kind of see, like, all the other students are just kind of pointing at Thalgrim. Then you see him walk up. So you're the one who did the repairs to Lunny? Aye, that I am. Rudimentary, but well done. I expect to see more of your artificery in the future. We'll have discussions. Gives him this I'm still better than you patronizing like pat on the back, and then walks away as he heads to the teleportation room and teleports away. Lox, I gotta say, I don't like that guy.
I want to throw a rock at him.
Do you actually throw a rock at him?
I literally was about to type to you that I want to try and throw a rock at him.
Okay, go ahead and make a ranged attack.
That's a dex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's better. I'm better at my dex than my strength. Not by much. I mean, that's a straight 13.
Okay, so you pick up this pebble that you found on the rock, you just wing it at him. It looks like it's about to hit the back of his head, and you're like ready for it. And then you see popping out of underneath his coat, you hear a bzzz as you see this little orb fly up and just pew, it shoots it out of the sky before it hits him. And
That
then
makes me sad. I don't like that.
and you see him kind of turn around, gives you a smile, and gives you a 2-fingered salute, and then teleports away.
Oh, I hate him.
That's your
Out of
creator,
character. We're
Lux.
all in fucking trouble.
Yes,
Oh, man. We're all
Dr.
in fucking
Kennestein
trouble.
created me.
How do you feel about that?
He's a dick.
He does seem
What?
like one. Too much ego.
I am not certain how I feel about it. He... Before I came here, he is the only person I had interaction with.
Do you think he's of puntable size, Luddy? I'm asking for Zinni.
I mean, I'm very small. I don't think I can punt him. However,
Elyusha probably could too.
Just tell me when. Just tell me when.
We're all in on. We've got the NPCs on this too.
I don't like him.
Well,
No one likes him.
Lux, I gotta say it's a wee little early in our relationship for me to be meeting your father already.
Oh my god.
That
Wait
was
a minute.
That was a joke.
Are you sure?
I'm going to hide in my cabin now. As he just
Alright,
flusteredly
alright,
floats
bye.
down to the 5th floor and goes to room.
Lonnie
I
is
like how
baffled
Zinni-
through all of this.
Visca is just like half serious of. Wait a minute.
Okay. You hear a beer. Lunny, a beer will go up to you, Lunny, and Lunny, should you need a representative for the trial? I know I am, well, cockbag, as all of you would tell me.
You
But
mean a
sometimes-
dickhead?
Sometimes a cockbag is exactly what you need in court. So think about it. And he gives you a
Who the
pat on
fuck's
the
a-
he gives you a pat on the shoulder and floats down to the 5th floor.
That's just what I'm gonna call him from now on. That's the best.
Just cockback. Christ.
But yeah, he's basically offering you his cockbaggery.
Okay.
See,
Lonnie
here's
will
the
keep
thing.
that in mind.
See, here's the thing. He apologized, and the apology was accepted. Therefore,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
still acknowledges that he is a cockbag. But yeah, so and then one by one, each of the other students leave. At which point you're all on your own, and it is up for you to decide who the student you are going to be taking with you is going to be. So I guess it's interview time again. What do you guys do? Do you
I want to choose the one that's going to be the most fun to bring around my kinfolk.
Sure. Okay. So, you have some options before you actually decide to interview people. You can go to the library and research a little bit on a possible destination. You can check up on Hillcrest and the lore of that area. Of course, you have a walking encyclopedia of that area walking with you.
Me.
And then you can decide who you want to take. So,
Visca's gonna go to the library first.
all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lonnie will probably go perusing the books.
Okay. So,
Just gonna follow them.
you three head to the library. Go ahead and whoever has the best history or arcana. Wait, okay. What do you
Oh,
guys
do you know what I
want
can
to
do?
research? That's a good question.
Do you know what I can do?
What can you do?
I have my cool new toy.
Which
My
one?
history of the world in the knotted ropes.
Oh, that's right, the knotted ropes. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you dig through your supplies and you find that bundled up roll of knotted ropes. It's basically a giant macrame of different events throughout the history of the world. Some of it actually predates the history of the college, which is an amazing find. But you're looking through, and I will allow you to make a history roll at the advantage.
Yeah. Dana. What?
You could use that crit if you needed to.
You can
I
use
can,
that
but
crit.
I mean, it's also a 14, so
14's
even-
not gonna get you a whole lot of anything.
no. But I also live there, so
That is true. So I can give you some basic information, or you can take that crit.
you know what? I think I'll take the crit.
All right. So as
it'll
you're
be fun.
looking at the macrame, you're looking at different events, and it's not making a whole lot of sense. For some reason, there's this section of macrame where there is a couple of mixed skipped knots. Like they accidentally knotted it incorrectly, but then you realize, wait, that's not a mistake. As you look and you find the year that it's talking about, and you head to a section of the library where there is a history tome, and it opens up. You open it up and you start reading through some texts, and it begins talking about this old tomb that is supposedly the tectonic plates of Hroth and Cerithius caused the tomb to literally collapse and cave underground. And over the past few thousand years, it's almost inaccessible from the surface. But there might be a way in if you can find like a crack or something. And that's what you get from your history roll. And
I'm gonna relay all of that information to my friends.
and your knowledge of the immediate area, you have a pretty good idea where some tectonic activity could occur. And yeah, so Zinni relays that information to you guys. Meanwhile, the two of you are doing research. I'll allow the other roll for Arcana to see if you can get more on the Arcana aspect of things. So go ahead and roll whoever has the better Arcana at the advantage, because you're basically helping each other.
Pretty sure we all have a +7 to Arcana.
Probably.
I only have a +6, so you go ahead and
Oh.
roll.
Okay. Oh, you said at the advantage.
Yep, because Lenny is helping you.
Well, that one is a 22. This one is... Yeah, we'll go with a 22.
Okay. Alright, hang on just a second. Well, I am going to probably lag your computer.
Oh no, we're already lagging!
I mean, we've been lagging.
That's fair. This
I
might
know.
help.
You mean not having 10,000 things on the
God.
board? What might help?
There we go. Okay.
Holy shit, it's no longer lagging.
It's empty. Look at that.
Alright.
Oh wow. Hi, map.
Hi, map. I'm the map.
The map. The map. The map.
Okay.
The map.
So
The map.
this is the generic area. Let's get the brig out of there.
Goodbye.
Brig,
Aw.
you're gonna stay home. You're gonna work on projects.
But what if we want to bring the brig?
I love him.
I mean, I guess you could. Okay, so what was the rolls for the Arcana again? What was the top roll?
22.
22. Okay, a 22. The retorter, you do find some information on the retorter, and you recall some history of it after. Okay, let me start over. So you start with the researching the retorter and trying to find information about that, and you find out the rest of the information on the retorter and the legends behind it, and how the Nine were existed, and a lot of stuff you kind of already had in your memory banks. But what you don't find, what stands out to you, is that it leads you to another book about an old king, and this predates the age of the godless, the era of the godless. So we're talking like one of the first eras of history, and it's talking about this king that was apparently lost on this island, on the island of Null, and he was driven completely insane by the magics of Null, because the way that Null works is you slowly lose your sentience over time, and you go back to your basic primal instincts while you're on there. And this prince actually was subjected to that back when he was a prince. A group of adventurers, however, saved him from this basic wild prison and brought him back to Talk, where he reclaimed the throne of Talk and became its king. However, he was apparently a worshiper of a redacted god. In fact, the book itself has the name, and it looks like it has been scratched out of the book. You don't know what the god used to be called. You can make a religion check if you would like to try to offhandedly know anything about a redacted god.
Was it a red dragon?
No.
That is a 22.
22. There is called the Dark God, or the Unjust. You don't know his official name, but he's basically the diametric opposite of Hextor, which is the prevalent god of Talk. But basically, he was accused of worshiping that god and not Hextor, and because of it, he was eventually overthrown by his subjects, and his son eventually killed his own father and took his body and buried it on Talk in the region of Cerithius, because that's the only part of Hroth, that Talk is even allowed to visit. So basically, what you find out is that they relocated this ancient king's body to Hroth, and you kind of get the gist that whoever is supposed to be here might be worshiping this other forsaken deity. And now I am done rambling about the history of my world.
Are you sure it's not a red dragon? Because once again, it would be very fun to be able to handle a red dragon that's lost its sentience.
That is the island I was referring to, yes.
Well, I'm gonna relay that information to my friends.
Okay, so info dump.
Info dump.
And that's the information you get after about 3 hours of study. Now that you have that information, what do you do?
I mean, we have the information. Now we need to figure out who we're taking.
All right.
Thagrin's a dwarf, right?
Yes, Thalgren is a dwarf. He is a mountain dwarf from Bartha Dream, the Barrack Mountains.
Do they have dark vision?
Yep.
So do I think.
I actually have a list of pros and cons for each of them. So if you guys want to interview them like last time, we can go over that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't see us just picking one without knowing.
Sure. Okay. So who would you like to call in first?
There's 5 of them. Let's just roll a dice.
All right, I'll just have Elysia come in for us then.
Okay.
So, you guys are in the class in that classroom where you interviewed them before, and Elysia kind of opens the door, slouches underneath the door frame, and comes in, closes the door behind her. Hello, it's good to see you all. How are you all feeling?
Alive, probably.
Are you a little nervous about going back out on the field mission?
Just a bit.
How can I help you? She gives you those warm motherly eyes that you guys are kind of used to.
Well, we're debating on who to take with us as the 4th. Since, you know, it's me, the 4th.
How does it go? Nose goes. And you see her, like, press her trunk. To be quite honest, and if you really want me to go with you, I will, of course, but after that last adventure, I'm tired. I just want to go back to my study and my books.
That is very fair.
But if you
Worry, we won't make you come with us.
Oh, thank the gods.
It's also, from what we've researched, underground, so you probably don't want to go.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, bring me back a souvenir. Bye. She awkwardly
Ooh,
leaves.
I will. From home. I'm going home.
Zagok will come in next. Hello. How can I help you?
Same spiel. We're here to figure out who to take with us.
Let's see. If it was more of a jungly area, I would definitely be more inclined to offer my services. However, civilization is not my strong point, and if you are going to Hillcrest, I am not sure I will be having the fun. However,
That's
I am very useful with conjuration magics and in against necromantic magics, and if this is counting towards a sort of necromantic credit for some of you, then it is perhaps prudent to have strength in numbers to take out any possible hordes of undead. I will come with you if you decide, if you ask me to, though it sounds sweaty, to be quite honest.
Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
He nods and wheels himself out. Marty comes in next. Hey guys!
Buddy!
Oh.
Hey! So what's up?
We're seeing who we're taking with us.
Oh, well, obviously it's me, right?
I mean, so far you're the only one who wants to come, so maybe.
I mean, yeah, you're going to Hillcrest. Come on. That's like a party town.
Yes.
If you don't take me, I'm gonna be mad and our friendship will be over.
No, it's not. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
Okay. Alright, well, when you decide who you want to bring, I can stab stuff really cool. Bye! She just walks out.
Okay, so Zagok and Elysia don't really want to go. Muddy's willing to go.
Monty's really wanting to go.
A beer walks in. Hello. Let us cut the chase. You don't want me to go with you.
Actually, I don't hate you as much anymore.
Oh. Well, that is good to hear. In that case, I will say that I am familiar with the area. I actually went to school in Alandis, which is just south of Hillcrest. So, there are some possible places that I might know that might be a possible lead on your adventure. But the choice is yours. I will accept your decision. However, if the illusionary teacher is taking stake in this particularly, I might be more help than not. He nods and gives you a bow. I will take my leave. Heads out the door. That leaves Salgarin.
He's still a cockbag.
So Thalgren comes in. He's got grease all over his hands, and it looks like he's got a couple of. You can kind of hear the ching, the like clanking noise of gears in his pocket, and he's got his blacksmith apron on. He's like, what is it? Sort of busy. He smears grease all over his forehead when he tries to wipe it away.
We're trying to decide who we're taking with us.
Oh, you're doing that already? Well, I mean, I'm from the Barrick Mountains, kind of know the area. I'm a dwarf, so any architecture, tombs and things like that, I'm fairly well versed with the way that architecture was made back then. I think you guys are pretty cool. Other than that, I'm willing to go if you'll have me. But I've got to get back to work. I left my boomstick in like 3 different pieces, and that's not a good way to leave it. And you see him just kind of wipe his hands on a dirty cloth and walks out the door. And then it's just the 3 of you left alone.
So it's the choice between Maudie and Thalgren, and I guess Cockbag.
Yep.
And I guess Cockbag. Eventually he'll get chosen.
I don't want to bury him in sand anymore.
That's good. Progress.
He did apologize.
Yes.
He did apologize.
As for teachers, that was a hint for relevancy of the mission as well. The teachers that are involved are evocation, which obviously you have the evocation teacher here. Illusion, which is a beer, and what was the other one?
You said necromancy?
Necromancy, yes, which is Eliusia. But Eliusia doesn't want to go, but she is willing to go if you want her to.
But that's because she's nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to make her go if she doesn't want to go.
And she went with us last time.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Yeah.
We tormented her last time.
Can a beer see in the dark?
Elf, yes.
I discovered that I cannot.
Yeah, there's only like 3 races that can't.
Well, I thought I at least had low light vision,
They got
but
rid of
apparently
low
that's not a thing for halflings anymore.
They got rid of low light entirely. There is no more low light vision. Now it's rolled into dark vision. So you have dark vision and then low light vision after that. Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. So it's either all or nothing.
And
okay.
I get nothing.
You get nothing. All right. So
Rude.
who is getting chosen? Who's joining the team?
Oh.
I know it's a tough decision because you're kind of creating bonds with people.
You're making me socialize with NPCs.
Yeah, I do that.
I like doing that.
Yeah.
Partially because at a certain point you get to make Zook talk to himself.
I've done that today.
Yeah, that is true.
I know. This is hard.
At least this time, there's less of a, like, choosing the... not wanting to choose somebody, like, in kickball feeling. The last one to be chosen. Always the last one to be chosen. That's a beer.
Well, I mean...
Last time
If
we
you're
wanted to drown him in sand, so...
If your personality weren't so lacking, then maybe you'd be picked more often.
He's working on it. Character development.
He is! He is working on it, which is why I no longer want to drown him in sand.
Yes.
Okay, so does Maudie know anything about the the location,
You
like
didn't
in
ask.
general? Shit, we didn't.
No, we did not.
No.
It was sort of in and out.
Yeah, she just kind of said, choose me. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can ask her more if you want to call her in again.
I don't even. What school does Madi?
Madi's
What?
abjuration.
Abjuration.
Yes.
Right. What's that one again?
It's the protection and
Okay, yep.
yeah, the abjure, like the fucking like the changing of the elements and stuff, like she did at the performance with your campfire.
Right.
And she's also got a level in rogue.
Clearly,
Sneak attack.
she's sneaky.
Yep. And you can sneak attack with spells.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
All right. I know, it's a hard decision. The first time it wasn't that hard of a decision because you didn't know people, but now you kind of know the other students.
Right.
Yep.
I'm leaning either towards Maudie or Thalgrin because Maudie is useful in the sneaky sneak and the general exploration.
Yep.
Whereas we know we're looking for a tomb underground,
Mhm.
and that just seems more like up Thalgrin's alley.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
Thalgrin would have like the architecture, the old sort of layouts and things, so he would have advantage on dungeoneering sort of roles, whereas Maudie would have the more legerdemain sort of skills, so being able to actually break into those tombs, getting those doors open, not setting off those traps. So
Both
Yeah.
very useful skills
Both
to have.
incredibly useful. And
Yeah.
as far as the illusionary goes with a beer, the benefit of that in the tomb will be there's obviously going to be illusionary stuff that you're going to be contending with.
Right.
So, what do you
This one's also
guys-
harder because there's more than one person that would make a good fit.
Right, exactly.
Last time it was
there
either
also more than one person, but one of them we just wanted to drown in sand.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
We can say that there was more than one option, however.
There really wasn't.
I know, this is you haven't
being
had
able
this
to-
one. Go ahead.
Being able to like navigate the architecture would probably be for the best if we've never been there before. And having someone who is familiar with that.
This is kind of like choosing your top 10 friend list on MySpace.
Oh my god.
God.
Kids will never know.
I was never that popular.
The eternal struggle.
I did have a sweet
I'm the
fucking
same with
MySpace
Kat.
page, though.
It's either Maudie or Thalgrin, so I don't know, man. A beer will be picked last at some point.
I mean, but he's not the last choice in this situation. Last choice is Ali usually because she really doesn't want to go.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She's exhausted. She's a
She's
bookworm.
sleepy. She's sleepy. She needs a nap.
She needs a nap.
That's a mood. Actually, I don't think I could nap right now, even if I wanted to.
She has a much slower metabolism than you guys.
That is fair.
Still feel like I'm having heart palpitations, so.
Christ.
Mistake,
You really
I'm
made
only-
a mistake.
This is a mistake I'm only gonna make once. I say this as I'll probably do it again.
You'll probably forget and do it again.
100%.
Christ.
Oh, anyway.
You hear a knock at the door. It's
Hello.
a deep knock, like a strong knock, and it's coming from high up on the door.
It's probably
Oh,
the
no.
brig.
Okay.
You open the door.
Yep.
Her
You
door.
see Briggs' torso as he kind of slouches down. Hi.
Hi.
I made you something, Lundy. And he kind of holds something forward. I'm gonna see how good it is beforehand.
Oh.
Quality check. Quality check.
Perfect. He rolled a 9. So
Oh.
He
He's
hands you a
trying.
folded up piece of paper, and it looks like maybe he was trying to make an origami crane. Trying to. You see that it has been ripped in a couple places. It's been taped. It's crinkled. It doesn't do the foldy flappy thing, but he hands it to you. Here you go.
I love Brig.
Lenny will accept it. And give a polite sort of bow because they can't exactly smile with their face.
Right.
Thank you, Brig. I appreciate it.
Brig happy. He kind of slumps off, and you hear him kind of this moment where he's like looking over the floaty thing. Looks like he still hasn't gotten the whole floating between floors things down, so he's kind of like you can kind of hear it faintly fading away as he heads downstairs.
Aww.
I am so glad you guys adopted an ogre.
I love him.
Okay, so what do you do after that adorable interaction?
Vote Maudie.
Okay,
Did I let the dice? Did I let the dice decide? Yes, I did.
It's one vote for Maudie.
You know what? I should do the same thing. I'll just let the dice decide. Actually, where's my coin?
Don't leave this up to me.
Man, I see you
I'm
guys doing
leaving
this
some-
in character too. Like, let's just flip a coin.
Yeah.
Because I do like them all, and both both have their own like
Benefit.
super
Yeah,
valid benefits.
right.
I like how the coin is so awkward to flip.
Ding 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 ding.
Land on.
Tails.
That's Thalgren, because I go in
God damn
alphabetical
it.
order.
Sorry.
So, Lunny, you are processing. Your systematic synapses are firing. Maudie or Valgren. Beep boop. That was a little racist. I'm sorry.
A little bit, yeah. Stalgren.
All right. 2 for
Even with
Valgren.
Stalgren, odd was Maudie, and then I had to think about it another moment.
Okay.
Did you add like a multiplier to it or something?
No. Just even Stalgren, odd Maudie.
Okay.
Because Maudie's a little odd, but we love her for it.
I mean, that's fair. So, okay, who wants...
Also, logically, if he can figure out the architecture of the building, he might also be able to figure out where they're more likely to put traps and whatnot.
Yep, that's fair. All right, so who wants to break the news?
Nose goes. Viscous
Goes.
slaps her face again.
But I do not have a nose.
Visca is just like, you can always just slap your face, Lenny.
But I already did it, so Lenny gets to say.
Honey, go find Thalgren.
All right,
Thanks.
you...
Just nose goes, slaps herself in the face.
Why do you slap yourself in your face? You can just touch your nose.
It's more dramatic like this.
That's also more stupid.
It's fine. I'm gonna go look for another book.
Okay, so
Are you gonna hit yourself in the face with the book?
Maybe.
As you head down the halls, you can hear the tinkering from the workshop area. As you head in, it looks like Fickle has allowed Thalgren to use his forge and whatnot, and he's working on something. And it looks like it's this orb of some sort as you're walking in, and it's like as as far as the panels go, imagine like a metallic version of the way like a tennis ball flaps. You know how it's kind of like oblong and it does almost a figure eight sort of overlap, and it kind of looks like that, but it has dwarven runes going all the way around it. And you see him adjusting the last bit, and he holds it up. He doesn't even know that you came in. He presses a button, and you see a little like rod pop out of the top and then unfolds into like two blades, and those blades begin spinning, and the ball begins to float, and there's like a little display, like an orb, an area in the front that looks like a lens of some sort, and it flickers on, and you can just see like this little eye, and it looks around, and it flies over to you, Lunny.
Well,
that's
gonna
cool.
Tilt their head at it.
And you see Falcon go, "Oh, didn't see you there, Lux."
I should have knocked. I apologize.
It's absolutely fine. Meet Mead.
Mead?
Mead. And then you see floats in front of you. Here. Falcon hands you a shot glass.
A shot glass?
A shot glass.
Does it have anything in it?
There's nothing in it.
Lunny will hold the shot glass.
Just hold it out right there. All right.
Okay.
Meaty, go. And you see there's like this little gyroscopic sort of effect as it like spins around almost like an atom, and then a shaft underneath it opens up, and your shot glass fills up with mead.
Oh, that's cool.
you see him grab a hold of it. He raises it to you and takes a shot because he knows you can't drink it. So what can I do for you, Lux?
The consensus is that you would be most helpful on our expedition if you are not opposed to going.
The consensus? Oh, I was chosen by the elite amongst the elites.
Oh my god.
I feel absolutely charmed. Yes, I'll go with you. Give me an hour or so to clean up, get everything ready, and we can be on our way.
Don't
Thank
we
you,
leave
Thalgrim.
for another 4 days.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
it'd
we
be
can
the-
probably leave whenever.
Be the end of Discovery is what I said. So let me pull up my calendar real quick. The end of Discovery weekend. So interactive
Discovery is what?
calendar.
Discovery is what, like 2 months before Conception Day?
I believe so. Where the fuck? My calendar broke. Oh, there it is. God, that was weird.
I had to go into the history from my browser to get to it the other day when I needed to look at something.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so Discovery was the 12th. That was Rodus. Then Faustus, and then Shostus. So it is now Sondus the 15th. So tomorrow would be the day you guys leave. That would be the end of the weekend.
Okay.
You leave tomorrow. So, yeah, Falkman will go and get himself ready. You guys have some time to kind of cool down, get ready, prepare yourself and whatnot. And you're to leave in the morning. So unless you guys have anything else to do, we can elapse straight to the teleportation.
teleportation.
All right.
That we would just get like our supplies ready off screen.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so let me get... All right. So as you all, I haven't loaded it yet, so don't worry about it if you only see roads. So As you all head down into the teleportation chamber, you have the Wayfarer guide that helped you in the dragon's lair before, and he gives you a nod. And are you all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very well. You see him rub his hands together. He begins muttering an incantation as the teleportation circle erupts in that golden energy once again, as you hear him reach forward and go, Hillcrest. As you see everything shimmers around you as you're inside of the circle, and it's almost like you're in like an aqua chamber where the air around you looks like you could step into like through a water wall. And Zinni, you see a very familiar sight as you see, various halflings running around being happy, a mixture of different races and whatnot, and the generic festivities going on in your hometown of Hillcrest. Do you guys step through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I worked very hard on this map, so hopefully
so
you guys
excited.
like it.
I'm so excited.
Hopefully it loads.
don't say that.
Yeah, right.
God, I keep getting load image failed.
Yeah, you're gonna have X out of those.
Oh, no, it's not even those. It's just straight up the red.
Yeah, it's just the red text.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the red coding that says failed, but it didn't actually fail. Ooh, nice.
It's
Hopefully
still.
this is
I think
loading.
I think it finished. Hey, look. Literal
Yes.
hills.
The water's moving.
Yes. So, as you step out of the portal, you guys step out here. Oh, I will keep picking
Where-
this.
Oh, there you are. I was just like,
Near
what
the
fuck
white
are they-
tree.
Yeah, the the weird untextured tree.
So as you step out of the portal, you look behind you where you were, and the portal closes, and where the portal was, there is a fountain, but instead of like water that's pouring out of it, it's actually blooming with flowers and roses and different orchids and different things, like azaleas all around, and it's just blooming. And you see like several other people having conversations, and they look at you as you're coming in, and they give you a look, a couple give you a nod, but otherwise don't pay much attention to it. People teleport in and out. It happens. It's a popular town. But you step into the town of Hillcrest. Zinni,
I'm gonna run towards home.
welcome home. So as you run towards one of the hobbit, let's bring you guys over here. So you run down the streets, and you can already smell the smell of Hillcrest. So you've got the freshly mowed grass, but it also you smell the flowers. You smell the fragrant meals being prepared. You can hear the music and people playing in the streets. Children are having fun. They're chasing each other. The smell of incense being burned from nearby stall. You see the oracle's tent in the distance. Things that you grew up with, and you've been away. Like when you were younger, you may have taken this for advantage, but you've been away for over a week now, and to be home again, it's just like nice.
It's been longer than a week.
That's right, because you went to school first, and then you went to the college. You went to the preliminary school.
Well, not
Oh.
only that, but we've been at the college for a while because like we had a whole adventure with like days and days of hunting a dragon before.
Yeah, it's been a total of 2 weeks. Yes, it's
Really?
been 15 days. We started on the 1st of Sondus. The Sondus, the first month of Buckmas.
It just felt like
Okay.
it took much
It just-
longer because we were in the desert.
Yeah.
And we were
Um,
playing for like 3 months.
So, as you four are running through the streets, you see that there are several like stands of food, and people are just running up and grabbing some food and running away with it. They're not even paying for it, and the people behind the counters don't seem upset about it. They're not accusing people of stealing, so I guess
Zinni
it's
does
free.
Zinni does the exact same thing.
You run up, you grab a nice juicy apple or whatever the first nice thing you see is, and you know you take a bite out of it, and yeah, no one says anything. And go ahead and make me a percentile roll, Zinni. Okay, so as you're kind of going through the street, you kind of hear a, "Hey, Zinni! Zinni! Hi, Zinni! Whoa, Zinni's back!" You know, just as you're going through the street, people are recognizing you. It's like, even though this is a huge town, people know you because halflings are very personal.
Yep.
And as you get to your hill, and you see the circular door with the doorknob in the middle, and the mailbox with the crooked sign that says Thistle Creek on it. I assume you open.
Oh yeah.
Okay, open the door.
I had to cough, so I tipped my mic up.
Gotcha. Okay. As you immediately are hit with the smell of fresh baked cookies. No, your mother didn't know you were coming home today. Yes, she always makes cookies every day around this time. As you come in, you see your mother with an apron as you both kind of duck down into the halfling house. It is short in here. And you hear the rustling of pans and like, huh?
Cookie time!
Silly! As your mother just runs up to you, grabs you, and lifts you up, and gives you a nice big hug. And oh, it's so good to see you. Wait, Zinni, you
What?
didn't get kicked out, did you?
No, I didn't. We were sent on a mission, and it just happens to be near here.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, of course you can stay here as long as you want. And who are your friends?
Zinni's gonna turn and look at the others. Okay, that one is Visca and Lunny. And we brought Thalgren with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thalgren.
Visca, Lunny, and Thalgren. Wow, this is such a treat. I wasn't expecting company. I'll have to make more food. As you see, as you look into the kitchen, there's already a full table of food. There's already a pot roast. There's already like a plate of potatoes and corn with, you know, sides of carrots and whatnot. And she's obviously this isn't enough for you guys. So she runs into the kitchen and begins cooking.
Visca's just like, I'm pretty sure that's enough food.
So Zinni, welcome home, and that is where we will end tonight's episode.
Yay!
Yay!
Awesome, cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am happy to be in Hillcrest. This is a town that I created decades ago. So to finally have it like be lived in is really nice. I'm looking forward to exploring where this goes. But thank you guys so much for watching. Join us Monday to continue Lost and Finding, unless we end up getting called into work. Yeah, so until then, toodaloo.
Bye!
Bye. The puppies always have to say goodbye to.
Yes.
Always.
There goes the table.